Marilyn, please go ahead with this evening's training.
Will do. Thank you, Holly. Let's go to slide 1. We have been hearing a lot about the Carrington Event and the potential for major effects from solar flares. Just how do these things affect us really? Let's look at slide 2. First, let's get an overview of what the Carrington Event actually was. Giving credit where credit is due, the following information about this event comes from Wikipedia. The Carrington Event was the most intense geomagnetic storm in recorded history, peaking on 1st and 2nd September 1859 during solar cycle 10. It created strong auroral displays that were reported globally and caused sparking and even fires in telegraph stations. The geomagnetic storm was most likely the result of a coronal mass ejection, or CME, from the Sun colliding with Earth's magnetosphere. The geomagnetic storm was associated with a very bright solar flare on 1st September of 1859. It was observed and recorded independently by British astronomers Richard Carrington and Richard Hodgson, the first records of a solar flare. A geomagnetic storm of this magnitude occurring today has the potential to cause widespread electrical disruptions, blackouts, and damage to the electrical power grid. Slide 3. The first introduction I had to this event was in August of 2024, when we were given a heads up that another was possible within the next few days. I looked up this event and was a bit shaken. I had never heard of this event, but the images that came up were spectacular. Slide 4. Many of you, especially high-frequency users, have had a fair amount of experience dealing with solar storms and solar radiation. Often these storms cause interference and other difficulties reading others' transmissions. But the Carrington event was something we had never seen before. It was so big, as mentioned, that it caused fires in telegraph stations. I sure didn't want that to happen in my own shack. Slide 5. But a very key point was made in the description I read today. It caused disruptions, blackouts, and damage to the electrical power grid. This brings us to the main protection in these events. Disconnect from the power grid. Go to battery power if you need to keep running. Your relatively tiny shack will not absorb as much electrical pulse as a huge power grid. During the 1859 event, the telegraphs were connected to each other with power lines. They weren't using antennas, but to the solar flare, the power lines were the antenna. They absorbed all of those electromagnetic pulses, and anything connected to that grid was at risk of overload, which caused the fires. If you must stay connected to the grid, definitely use good quality surge protection on anything that's important to you. That would include your appliances as well, with any of those things that remain connected. Slide 6. Other than disconnecting from the grid, you can shut down your equipment during the storm. Additionally, small, highly sensitive equipment can be kept in a Faraday cage or bag to protect the tiny parts from electromagnetic radiation. Slide 7. Recognize that for the most part, humans are protected by our atmosphere. However, some people are more sensitive than others and may feel tired or sluggish during a storm. That will pass. Just give yourself some grace and don't expect yourself to be hitting the gym hard during that time period. Slide 8. With that, I will open up to any questions or comments. Come now with your call signs.
Kilo Mike 4, Quebec Alpha Alpha.
Go ahead, Quebec Mike Alpha Mike.
is Kilo Mike 4, Quebec Alpha Alpha. I was wondering if in your research you found any good sources for warnings that the sun may be spewing particles at us.
I know there are several. Steve Taylor has commented several times on the weather woman, solar weather woman or something like that. I'll look it up here. Is there any others who have any comments?
KC7IHV.
Go ahead, IHV.
It's spaceweatherwoman, all one word, .com. And she's been on top of all the stuff that's been going on here lately. There's other things as well, but she really puts out some good information. KC7IHV.
Thank you, Steve. I knew you would remember that. Any other comments?
Kilo Mike 4, Quebec Alpha Alpha.
Go ahead, Quebec Alpha Alpha.
Yes, I have things in mind that might be wrong. But does anyone know if we have spacecraft that are spaced around the sun so that we have a view of the sun other than from Earth?
B7HTH.
Go ahead, HTH.
Yes, Paul. They do have a couple of those satellites that are in orbit around the sun. If you do go on to Space Weather Woman on the internet, that's where she gets a lot of her pictures. Over.
Thank you for that, HTH. I appreciate that. Did that answer your question, QAA?
Yes, thanks a lot. It's important to be able to have different views so that they can triangulate and know exactly where the particles might be going. Back to net control.
Good point, and I think that's why they have all of those satellites up there. Any other comments or questions? None heard. I'll just let you know that they do have some that they've been watching, expecting impact today or tomorrow, I think it was. I might be off by 24 hours, but something like that. And so it would be a good time to watch the Space Weather Woman and get some updates. And with that, I will turn the time back over to Net Control. Holly?